In my last video that wasn't just a failure due to illness, we were introduced to I forgot.
Memory is a funny thing.
Yeah, thanks Dwarf Elton. That's not helping at all. I think it was a rabbit hole of some sort.
I like rabbit holes.
Yeah, that's not the only kind of holes you like. Good day, gentle people. It's your favorite Mr. 482. Welcome back to the channel. Please don't listen to the silly hologram from the introduction. A virus had infected the systems and was running amok, but antivirus has been installed and everything has been returned to normality.
We can talk about normality till the cows come home.
What is normal?
What's home?
What are cows?
Of course, we were previously introduced to the electric universe, and today we're gonna go deeper into that rabbit hole.
I like rabbit holes.
I'm going to just kind of like go through the basic premise, the conclusion that I came up with at the end. And basically, the conclusion is that the craters of the moon, in my opinion, are not caused by asteroid impacts on its surface.
Hello, spoilers.
And I have some proof right here that I'm going to give you that proves that this is the case.
Okay, let's see it.
So as you can see, we're at Google Moon. This is something that you can actually do.
I couldn't get this working on Google Moon. As you can see, it just behaves differently these days. But Google Earth Pro shows us what he has on screen, so we can play along.
You can kind of explore the moon for yourself, and it's kind of like a patch job. But I don't blame NASA at all. I would not be jealous of the person that is in charge of basically making this thing look realistic. As you can see, there's kind of patches up and down the surface. For, I guess, something happened here where the probe wasn't able to do this right. I have no idea.
The probe didn't get it right? You really think they used data from just one probe? The high resolution imagery in that stripe is from the panoramic cameras that took images of the surface, from the command and service modules in orbit during the Apollo missions 15, 16 and 17. Your lack of knowledge really shows the amount of research you did on the topic, so...
I have no idea.
Exactly.
Once again, the theory is that asteroids did not cause the craters here on the moon.
I'm curious to see what he will come up with.
And I can prove it to you by simply, and you guys can do this along with me if you want, but you can go and drag this thing and go all the way to the North Pole, and here it is. And this speaks volumes to me.
I think I know where this is going. Let me know in the comments what you are thinking.
So what you're seeing is a massive increase in the density of craters along the surface of the moon as you get closer to the North Pole.
I bet you didn't care to count them.
There are a lot of craters here, and you can see that right here, but this is a lot greater right here. And as you get to the North Pole here, you can see that the change in the surface is just intense. It's massive.
Really? Or might there be another explanation perhaps?
And not only that, I mean, this is one of two features that's like this. And the other feature is at the South Pole right here. And you can see it's almost exactly in distribution at least.
Hey, we all agree it looks different. But think about it. Why might that be?
That you can see that the distribution of the craters along the surface of the moon get a lot greater as you approach the South Pole. And this South Pole is just amazing to me because it looks almost like somebody drilled into the surface there.
In search for water on the moon, a lot of research was focused on the poles. On the South Pole specifically, the Moon Impact Probe and the Lunar Prospector have been able to send back images before impact, leading to higher resolutions.
Not only that, even though these are kind of like similar phenomena, you can see that the craters kind of look different than the craters right here, and there's a reason for that.
Of course there is a reason for that. Let's see if we can figure it out.
And the reason for that kind of goes along with the electric universe theory. But basically, in a nutshell, because the North Pole is charged differently than the South Pole is negatively charged, and the North Pole is positively charged.
Citation fucking needed.com.
Your craters will have a different kind of effect. And that's basically when you conclude that asteroids did not, in fact, collide with this body of objects in space.
I'm sorry, did the craters create themselves then?
If you think of it, gravity, by its very nature, as we defined it, is a very uniform thing. You might actually argue that gravity is different along the poles.
No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 No.
And if you do, that is actual evidence that gravity is a direct product of some sort of the electric force, as I stated in the video.
Hell no. 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 I refuse. No. No.
But even so, like the change in the force in gravity is not enough to make a difference in terms of like attracting bodies to your surface right here. It's just not able to do it.
Oh, I can't stand this anymore. So let's provide some facts here. It is true that craters are not distributed evenly all over the surface of the moon. The poles, however, are among the areas with an average concentration of craters. On screen now, you can see the distribution of craters larger than 20 kilometers. And this image shows the distribution for craters between 5 and 20 kilometers in diameter. The poles are not special.
As a matter of fact, you can see like videos of like people walking around trying to like hike to the South Pole or the North Pole. So this is definitely not a gravitational phenomenon to me.
Well, that's something, I guess.
Instead, this is basically electrical fields, plasma currents flowing into and out of the planet from some other body at some point in time, and that's what created the scarring on the surface of the moon.
Citation fucking needed.com.
Granted, it's all over.
Wait, the universe is not electric anymore?
But the fact that it's distributed more and more along the poles of the moon,
it's not.
That speaks more volume to the electrical effect than it does the asteroid impact effect.
This is painful to watch, so let me help you out. All these images of the surface are taken when it was in full sunshine. Of course that means it wasn't all taken at the same time. Now take a guess as to where direct sunlight is not an option. Indeed, at the poles. You are confused by shadows.
And in fact, this is not a unique thing in our solar system. We're going to go ahead and go to Google Mercury here. This is the planet Mercury. Welcome. It's very hot on days and very cold during nighttime. And as you can see, the surface of Mercury is very similar to the moon. Granted, this is a bigger body of objects, so and the distribution of the craters is a little bit different, but you will see when we get to the poles here, you will see some of the same phenomenon here.
There's nothing special about the poles of Mercury as well. Is your Google broken, or didn't you even try? I found this image within 1 minute.
The craters, even though this is a kind of like a different kind of surface here, you can see that when you get very, very close to the pole here, the craters kind of coalesce and get the density of the craters get greater. And you can see that the impact along the North Pole is just massive here.
Confused by shadows.
And once again, you can go into the South Pole and you'll get a similar result. You get this really defined etching here at the South Pole, and that's the most prominent feature in terms of craters. And you can see the craters around the South Pole are a lot more intense as well.
That's exactly what one is to expect, with 3D objects lit from a side.
That is my argument right there. And you can kind of see the real world examples because we have a probe right now that we just sent to Saturn. And Saturn, you can see that the effect of Saturn is, you can see that it's undergoing kind of a similar process to what we are seeing in Earth, where the aurora borealis is basically the Birkeland currents going from the sun to the poles of our planet.
The ions of the solar wind collide with atoms in the atmosphere. The energy released during these collisions causes a colorful glowing halo around the poles. Yes, there are charged particles involved, but it doesn't mean electric universe. And the surface is not even involved.
Well, Saturn is going through the same deal here, and you can see the intensity of the electrical connection between the sun and itself being manifest in these red glowy things near the poles of the planet.
Glowy things. I think he needs a spanking until his ass glows. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit like and subscribe, click share and hit the bell notification as well. This has been Mr. 42, out. Don't panic.
Memory is a funny thing, and I like rabbit holes.